Hi, I'm Tash, and welcome back to Taste Like Home. In today's episode, we're going to be learning how to make spaghetti bolognese, a family favourite and a classic for all. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so to get started today, this is what we're going to need to make our spaghetti bolognese. We have about 250 grams of beef mince here. We can use spaghetti. I'm going to use penne just because I've got leftover pasta from previously. So about 200 grams of that. I've got some Worcestershire sauce. I can't say that right. I wish you luck if you can. I've got some tomato paste here, about 1 tablespoon, 1 bay leaf, about half a teaspoon of Italian mixed herbs, some black pepper and salt, my apologies today, about half an onion diced. I've got some carrot grated. I've also got a zucchini grated. Don't worry, you won't be able to taste them. I've got some beef stock, about a cup here, and I've got some minced garlic. I also am going to be using a spray oil today just to reduce my amount of oil. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first step we want to do when we're making our spaghetti bolognese is making sure that our pan is nice and hot. So once you want it up to about a medium-high heat, and we want to make sure we've got a little bit of oil in there. I'm just using my spray oil. You'll be able to tell when it's hot, you can feel it. Always like a hot pan. So first, we're going to start with our onion. It is a staple in spaghetti bolognese. You're going to mix your onion around. You want that to start to cook a little bit. We're going to add our garlic in at this stage too. Onion and garlic, our famous duo. There we go. We want to let that cook for about 1 to 2 minutes on a medium to high heat. We just want the onion to start to go a bit clear, a bit more cooked through. Once that's done, we can add our other ingredients. Okay, so now my onion has been cooking for about 1 to 2 minutes. You can see it's starting to get clear. The garlic is starting to get a bit brown and crisp up. That's what we want. So now we're going to be adding all of our zucchini in and our carrot. I know it looks like a lot of vegetables. It's okay. But I promise you, you won't be able to taste it later and it all cooks down. So you want to do is you just want to mix that around with our garlic and our onion. Make sure there's enough oil in there. If you're using a non-stick, then you won't need so much. And we're just going to let that cook through together for about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so now our carrot and our zucchini has been cooking down for about 2 minutes now. As you can see, it is starting to reduce down in size and it's starting to get a nice colour. So now we're going to add our beef. So we're going to add it all in as we go, depending on the cut of mince you have. You'll have, this one's a little bit of a leaner one, but if you have one that's got a little bit more fat in it, you definitely won't need any more oil. Depending on how much you do have at the bottom of your pan, just want to make sure you've got enough so that your carrots and your zucchini don't stick. So what you want to do is you want to break up your beef around the pan, spreading it all out. And what will happen after a few minutes is the beef will start to brown and start to combine nicely with our zucchini and our carrot, and it will all become one nice mix. So we'll just keep mixing this together for another 1 to 2 minutes before we add our remaining ingredients. Okay, so scratch what I said earlier, it's been about 4 to 5 minutes. Yours may take a bit quicker than mine because I'm using a bigger pan, but so now my meat has started to get a bit browner, and my carrot and my zucchini has started to reduce down quite a lot. So around this stage, when your beef has gotten brown and it's started to cook throughout, this is when we want to add our remaining ingredients. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start by adding my Italian herbs and my bay leaf. You mix that all, put that through. I've got some salt and pepper, about a teaspoon of each on this side. My tomato paste. I'm not even going to attempt to say this again, but you know the sauce I'm talking about. And I've got my beef stock here. So we also want to be reducing down our heat now to about a low medium because we want it to just sit on a simmer. So I'm turning mine down now and I'm going to mix through all my ingredients. So at this stage, once everything's mixed through, you want to leave your mince and your sauce to cook through and the flavours to really absorb into the mince for about 20 to 30 minutes. If you have enough time, you can also do a slow simmer and it can simmer for about 2 hours to 2.5 hours. And that is That way it does get a lot more flavour into your mince and it can create a nicer spaghetti bolognese. That's only if you have time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just leave it to simmer. I'm going to come back to stir it occasionally over the next 20 to 25 minutes. And if you notice that your sauce is starting to get a little bit too thick and it's starting to disappear, you can just add some water into it. So we'll just leave that. Right about now is about a perfect time if you want to go and get a pot of water and you want to add your pasta on, and we'll get our pasta cooking so it'll be ready all around the same time. So you know what adds great flavour once you've added everything else in? Is your canned tomatoes. So if you're like me and you forget it, it's okay. You can add them later on. So my apologies everyone, but to make a traditional and a regular spaghetti bolognese, make sure we add our crushed tomatoes in, and it'll really give it that flavour we need. Okay, so it's been about 10-15 minutes of my mince simmering here. As you can see, it's starting to come along nicely. It is starting to dry out though, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water. And what you want to do as a rule of thumb is you just want to add a little bit of water at a time and keep stirring. Because otherwise you're going to be increasing your cooking time if you add too much water in and it becomes a bit too watery. And as you can see here, I've also put my pasta on. So with pasta, you always want to make sure that you've got a hot and boiling pot of water when you put your pasta in. I put my penne in. You want to make sure it goes above your line. A little nice tip that I have is you add a little bit of pinch of salt in, and you want to regularly stir your pasta around to make sure it doesn't get stuck together. So my penne packet says about 10 minutes of it cooking, but you want to make sure you cook it to your packet's instructions. So I'm just going to let that cook away, and I'm adding a little bit more water. I'll see you when the product is finished. Okay, so now we're at the exciting stage where everything's ready. So what I've done is I've gone and I've drained my pasta. I've used a lid, it doesn't matter what size. This one's a bit oversized, and I just use that. If you do have a strainer available, like that or a colander, then that makes it a bit simpler. So now at this stage, as you can see as well, my sauce is nicely cooked with my mince. It's not too thick, not too runny, and it's perfect to go. So I'm going to get my spoon and I'm going to start serving it out. I prefer to not combine my pasta and my mince, that's just a personal choice, but that way as well I find that I can use my mince in other recipes for leftover if I have any, which it looks like I'm going to. Okay, so when we're at this stage, you cannot forget the parmesan. The parmesan to me is one of our best bits about it. I'm going to grate some in here. And I know that the CEO of our amazing organisation, Project Youth, is around behind the scenes. Jodie, would you like to try some of my spaghetti bolognese?
Oh, sure. I'm already ready with my fork.
That looks amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank
I hope
you.
you enjoy it.
Oh.
I can't wait to dig in. And it's healthy and nutritious. You wouldn't even know it has 2 serves of vegetables in it.
Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, really good.
Thank you.
Can I finish it?
Yeah,
awesome.
go for it. Thank you.